Welcome. Take It Up with Jessica Lee. I'm here with the Senior Director of Product Marketing from SAP, Neil McGovern. Neil, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Jessica.
I'm so excited because you're here to share this huge news that's come out of SAP. That's a new vision, right?
Yes.
You want to tell us about it?
Sure. So this is SAP HANA Cloud Services. And the big idea is this is a single gateway to all the data in your enterprise. Data is fragmented in many different places in organizations. And we've had this problem for a long time, but normally it's been within the enterprise. But now we've got data fragmented in clouds as well, so it can be even more difficult of a challenge to get all this data together.
We have many devices now.
We do, yes, exactly.
and we're collecting streaming data all the time.
Exactly. So we've got data coming from, say, a thermometer saying every second this is a temperature, and that's, or monitoring traffic and so on. So yes, we've got data that's. So what we want to do is deliver a set of cloud services. That's a single place that you can ask for your data for the whole enterprise. Some of that data may be in SAP HANA, but a lot of it's going to be in other sources in your data center or in other clouds, as you said. So you've got remote data. And then also the third type, we can talk about maybe streaming data, as you mentioned, data coming from event data coming from devices.
Yeah, I think that it's a lot more complex now, actually, because people want multi-cloud options. They don't want to be locked into one place to have data.
Yes, that's very perceptive. They organizations realize that there's AWS and there's Google Cloud Platform, and they want to be able to take advantage of the best of those, and we're independent.
Yes.
So we'll run on any of these. We'll access data from any of these. We'll work in a multi-cloud environment.
And how is this going to really help enterprises?
Okay, so this is going to the next generation of use cases, the next demands we're going to place on data are going to be a lot more demanding than we have. Let's take machine intelligence. When you train up a machine intelligence system, the more data you give it, the better. The more types of data you give it, the better. So when you're training machine learning systems, you want to have as much good quality data as you can to train them. And then when you make them operational, you need to feed them the data so they can make the decisions that they've been trained to make. And the more data you give them, the more types of data you give them from in as close to real time as possible, the better the decisions are going to be. So this is one of the big use cases for this concept of the SAP HANA Cloud Services. Okay.
And I know you know a lot about data management because you've been doing this for like 30 years.
Yes.
You've seen
depressingly
the changes.
Long, yep.
Tell us your perspective on how things have shifted over the last 30 years.
So in 30 years, there's been a certain element of plus ça change, plus ça la même chose. The more things change, the data fragmentation has been a problem since I started in data management. But there's been some really exciting things that's happened in the interim. We've seen the internet come in and give us connectivity we never had before. Right. But what's really interesting at the moment are the cloud and artificial intelligence and machine learning. Those two together are going to radically change the way that organizations handle data and ultimately how they do business.
Well, we're seeing that already in the machine trading, financial services, right?
Yes.
And you want to talk about how that's changing? Like, you can't be a day trader anymore.
No, exactly. You're absolutely right. So, you take the capital markets, financial services, they've been investing in this technology for a long time. Yeah. And they now use artificial intelligence to place trades. They can look at the markets, they can test the markets. They call it high-frequency trading for the trading part. And basically, they just have so much more information. They can process it more quickly than you. But it's not just that. They've built these smarts into these high-frequency trading algorithms, so they can detect small movements in price and capitalize on them. And what might seem like a small movement to you and I, the stock goes up a cent or half a cent. When they're doing trades of 10 million, 50 million, that cent really adds up. And if you're doing hundreds of trades a minute, you can imagine how that explodes up. So yes, the first thing they did was put artificial intelligence into just that little trading piece, that back and forth. But they actually expanded it up. And I think this might be interesting for you. So now, for instance, when a company issues a quarterly report, it says, here's the state of our business, here's how we did in the quarter, our sales, our expenses, our profit, and so on. They publish these tables. These tables can be read by these systems, but they've got even cleverer than that. They can actually read through the script in the report and do sentiment analysis and say the CEO is confident in this, or they can detect these and they can treat. And so when a report is published, it's published onto the website. Before a human can probably read the first line, these artificial intelligence systems have parsed the whole thing and made trading decisions based on it. So that's where you're seeing the next level of artificial intelligence. It's incredible. And we see it as well. You type something into Google, it'll suggest answers for you. It'll try and fill in the rest of the sentence. You go to Amazon, it'll recommend things for you to buy based on your browsing history. So it's a lot. It's getting interesting.
Yeah, it's exciting.
And we want to bring that to business data. I mean, the same principles can be applied to, and the first thing you have to do is be able to look at all your data in one place.
And have a convenient place.
And that's HANA Cloud Services.
And a secure way.
And a secure way. And also in a legal way. So we've got a lot of anonymization services to allow us to look at crowds, but not be able to see an individual person.
Okay.
So we can make decisions to apply to work inside the rules of, say, GDPR and some of the other.
Privacy.
Yeah, so it's that combination, and we're building the artificial intelligence tools on top of that for our users and giving them the tools themselves so that they can use them.
So how are you going to price this?
So, well, let's talk a little bit about how the products we're building on this vision.
Okay.
So the first product we announced on this vision is SAP Data Warehouse Cloud. And it's built on top of the vision. And it allows business analysts to go in and create a data warehouse or a data mart, a place where they can do their analytics. So if you're a business person, you've got a business problem, you need to get the data to understand that problem. You need to get the tools for that. In the past, that's had to be done on premises. So you've had to have hardware and pay for software and so on. Now, you can just create an account and create a place in seconds instead of days or hours or months if you have to buy hardware. So that's the first way we can help you with Data Warehouse Cloud, which is a cloud-based data warehousing product that we've just released.
You can subscribe.
You can subscribe to that. So let's talk a little bit of pricing of that. We see people, think of your phone.
Yes.
You can either have a monthly subscription where you buy 1,000 minutes. You could buy all you can use, where you just pay a price and everything it doesn't matter how much minutes you use, you can, it comes. Or alternatively, you can just pay by the minute. And so we offer all three of those, pay as you go, subscription, or enterprise, all you can eat enterprise agreement. And you can mix and match them as well to your needs. So that's how we're pricing the Data Warehouse Cloud.
Let's talk about 49ers, because I think they've been using it, right? Now, that's a very interesting story.
Yeah, so we work with our customers. We work with, probably about, I think we handle about 70% or 75% of the business transactions on the planet. And, we're long-term partners with our customers, and one of them is the 49ers. And the 49ers were using a few pieces of our technology that now we actually brought together and have launched as the SAP Data Warehouse Cloud. Mm-hmm. But they were actually using the technology in the same way beforehand, before we, so what they've got this cool room on the 50-yard line in Levi Stadium.
The executive huddle?
The executive huddle. Exactly. So they got the huddle down in the field where the players decide. Yeah. This executive huddle brings in real-time information from all around. I think they've got 3,500 employees at the stadium running, for the game, for 70,000 employees, helping with parking, helping with concessions, helping with ticketing. They collect all this information in real time. So if they notice, well, there's big long lines at these concession stands, but there's people, there's workers, not doing anything at another, they'll move them around in real time. Mm-hmm. And in this room, they've got monitors that monitor everything that's happening in the stadium in real time, and they also track how happy the customers are, the experience data.
They've got the face icons, so they're happy or sad face. Okay.
Exactly, and they can see, and they can see why people are unhappy. Yeah, yeah. So this is actually an interesting element. We spent so long in our business focusing on operational data, how a business runs, what people pay for, and how much they pay for it, and so on. But really, that doesn't answer the why question. Why are people wanting to buy your product? And that's what this experience data is. So San Francisco 49ers not just use our technology, but they also use these advanced concepts of experience and operational data together to deliver a much better real-time experience for their fans. And it works.
Very cool.
It is.
So you're going to probably see a lot more customers jumping on to sign up for this HANA Cloud services.
Yes. So the HANA Cloud services is underpins. This is what delivers the data, that makes the data usable for all of these other use cases. And the SAP Data Warehouse Cloud gives you the platform so you can quickly and easily start to build solutions like the 49ers built. Right. And that's a combination of bringing all the data together, bringing different types of data together, and then putting artificial intelligence on top of it. Right.
And it's going to be easy because you will have templates for them, and then they can share templates once they're in the data warehouse.
Yeah, you're telling me that you just built your website yourself. So you went to, we won't mention the name of the company, but it's one of the big website companies. Yeah. And instead of having a blank screen, you said, well, I want a template like this. We want to do the same thing for our business users. We want to come in, instead of having a blank data mart or data warehouse or analytics space, we want to say, okay, you're a manufacturing business, you're working in HR and manufacturing. Here's a list of the business challenges or the business templates that we can help you with. And between ourselves and our partners, we're building these templates. So that helps you. If we stick with the 49ers, and we'll do an American football analogy, which if you notice from my accent is taking a risk here, but it's like the templates get you to the 50-yard line. Yeah. Okay? But then we put a win behind your back. Then we give you, a Joe Montana comes onto the field because we've got this machine intelligence that can understand what you're doing and suggest things. I see. And this is like when you go into Google and you start typing and it fills it in for you. Recommendations. Yeah. And it doesn't just recommend, hey, here's a question. It also says, here's a data set that we know about that might be valuable to you. And so we put this, we put Joe Montana on the field and he throws it down to the 90-yard line. You get there and but the next person comes along and and in your business and they want to do something similar. Okay. But you've already done a lot of work. So you can actually copy and share that work. So they don't start at the...
They don't have to start from scratch.
Zero. They don't even start at the 50-yard line. You hand the ball to them at the 90-yard line. You're the hero.
Excellent.
You're the wide receiver, the Jerry Rice that catches the ball and hands it off. So yeah,
it's very exciting.
It's a very interesting concept. This intersection of the cloud, of machine learning and artificial intelligence, of being able to bring all the data together using the SAP HANA Cloud Services.
Right.
It's going to revolutionize the way that organizations look at how they do business and how to get better at it. We're very excited.
Well, thank you so much, Neil, for coming on the show and sharing this exciting news. Thank you for watching Tech It Up with Jessica Lee, Neil McGovern from SAP.